I was very fortunate. I grew up in an athletic family. My brother, I have an older brother who was a basketball player at Temple University, and my mother was a basketball coach. In growing up, I was gifted and I really enjoyed athletics. However, I really didn't have the same opportunities as my brother, and the only difference was I was a girl and he was a guy. Then Title IX came into play, and Title IX really allowed women the opportunity, or the same opportunities, that our counterparts have enjoyed all through their athletic careers.
Title IX has meant a lot for a lot of female athletes, and it really does start at the grassroots level, getting opportunities for young women in youth programs to then get to the place where we're at, which is the Division I college athletics. And certainly being a women's lacrosse coach, it's so exciting to see that Title IX has given so many young women opportunities to compete at the highest level. And now these young girls then end up as young women competing for some of the best schools in the country. You know, Division I women's lacrosse, we're close to 100 schools with some of the finest schools in the country just adding women's lacrosse, like Michigan and USC and University of Colorado. And certainly, I'm sitting here on Lehigh's campus, and it's a true reflection of where women's sport is and where lacrosse is at this time.
It certainly has made an impact on the growth of women's sports and the opportunities for women and girls in the athletic arena. Just looking back at the number of girls over the last 20 years participating, and women participating in sports has grown astronomically, and I think a big part of that has been the avenues and the inroads that Title IX and opportunities that it gave women to play sports. You look at the growth of just women's sports in general, just different sports between field hockey and lacrosse and golf and crew, and a number of sports over the last 10 years that have grown significantly, and I think Title IX gave that opportunity as well.
40 years later, look where we are. We have professional women leagues. We have numerous universities offering full grant and aid scholarships to women. The coaching compensation is on an even playing field with the guys. Fan support. I mean, the whole era, the whole world of women's athletics has completely changed from Title IX.
It's been really neat as a coach to get into women's sports in its infancy, women's basketball in its infancy. Right after Title IX came in, I never thought I'd be coaching women's basketball when I was in high school, and the girls wore skirts and they were second fiddle to the guys' team and no one at their games. And now to see how it's grown, I just think it's been great for these young women in so many factors. But I think the biggest thing that I've seen since Title IX is now that they're getting the exposure and getting what the guys have gotten, their self-confidence is so much better. Their self-esteem is so much better. So now girls are wearing Alex Smith's jersey, not just Devin Brown's, or Rebecca Lobo's jersey, not just Michael Jordan's. It's given the girls so much confidence and self-esteem. It's been really neat to be a part of it since its infancy, and to see the sport grow and to see women's athletics grow. As a coach, that might be one of the most rewarding things that I've seen in my 27 years, to see how this sport has grown and Title IX has come into its own to be terrific for these young women.
I'm so excited with all the fanfare of the Title IX celebration. A good friend of mine who is in charge of programming at ESPN, I know, has put together a huge documentary which will be aired all through the summer. And you're right, it is important for us to remind and educate younger female student athletes. I did it yesterday at my camp. We had our prospect camp, and my closing remarks brought up Title IX. I asked them to make sure that they reread the rule, watch all the documentaries that will be aired over the summer, and to pay attention to it. If you don't know your history, it may repeat itself, and you want to make sure that it keeps growing and that you are respectful and mindful of your past. That's the only way that you really get to appreciate and make the world get a little bit better. I challenged our young ladies yesterday at camp to further their athletic careers, to further making the world a little better place, especially for females. and to stand on the shoulders of Title IX, but never to forget about it.
You always want to kind of make sure our kids have a perspective of how far we've come, and what they know today is just kind of their framework, and their framework is pretty, you know, a pretty good opportunity when you look at, you know, how we travel, how you know, we're outfitted for a game, where we go on when we travel, the opportunity to have a scholarship, you know, so all of those things have changed significantly, you know, in my time at Lehigh. So I think I'm kind of constantly trying to remind them that we've come a long way. Yes, we still want to go further, but make sure that they don't take for granted, you know, the things that have come before them.
I'm just excited that the Patriot League is also joining this celebration. Now, our Patriot League is a league that really represents fairness and equality, and I'm really excited that we're picking up the birthday celebration and really enjoying what Title IX has brought to all of us.